journey. You coming?
What's up guys, Kuro here. So I wrapped up Final Fantasy Rebirth literally a couple days ago, and every day I've been thinking about that ending. Now that some days has passed, I feel like I deciphered it a bit better. I think I got a better understanding on that ending and what it implies.
Please, sir, I want some more.
So I want to make a video on the possible theories, interpretations, explanation on that specific ending from chapter 14 till the end of it. Now just to preface this is all interpretations. We don't know which is right. Your theory might be right, your theory might be wrong, it might be partly right, we don't even know, it could be right, and then they change it in the next game and then it's no longer right. We don't know what's right or wrong. Yeah, so the theories I'm discussing in this video, it's going to be some that I made up that I believe might be true, as well as theories that I've come across on the internet. So there, let's start.
Yes! 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 No! 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 Fuck! Shit!
So let's talk about Aerith first. So in the remake timeline, 100% she's dead in the remake timeline. The reason I believe this is because people always forget, but the directors, the developers themselves, they confirmed most of the major scenarios and the major events are going to be the same. I would consider Aerith the tragic fate she has. I would assume that's a major event. Not only that, the Bronco scene right at the end, that was very a touching moment. They wouldn't ruin that moment. She comes out of nowhere saying, "Hello, I'm alive, I never died." It would ruin that moment with the Bronco right at the end of Rebirth. Her dying is a very important plot point in the story, so she 100% I believe is dead. But she probably is alive in other timelines, but that is for now. She might be alive in other timelines, but eventually, I believe in every other timeline, she's eventually going to die. What supports this as well is that I feel like fate, she can never avoid it. It's it's going to eventually happen. The characters that died in the original game, they also died in Remake and Rebirth. Like Wedge, for instance, we thought, no way, he survived. That does not happen in an OG game. Next you know, he falls from the Shinra building. He dies in similar fashion as well in the OG game, where he falls from a high top platform. It looks like it was worse in Rebirth. It looks like he fell from a high distance, which is a bit snide. I feel like Wedge deserves better. He gets the worst and the most gruesome death in my opinion. But same with Biggs. When Zack tried to save Biggs, what happened? Biggs eventually died. He got shot in Zack's timeline, but we don't know how he dies in the remake or the OG game. We'd assume it was also he got shot because he was probably going against Shinra soldiers. So Zack tried to save Biggs, but what happens? He dies. Because why? Because fates. That's why he has to die in the story. Eventually, the characters that died in the original game, they will have to die in a remake trilogy. This is something nobody talks about, how fate always inevitably happens.
Fate's got one twisted sense of humor.
No matter how much they try to avoid it or change it, the events will still play out the same as the PlayStation 1 game. Speaking of Aerith, every Aerith encounter we have, every exchange we have with her, she looks worried or sounds worried. There's some hints of it in every dialogue. A lot of it's hidden, some of it's quite more apparent and more obvious. And I say each Aerith because I feel like there's different Aeriths we met throughout the whole game, not just remake timeline. I feel like there's an Aerith from the Zack timeline, from the OD timeline. I feel like we come across each one. Maybe not each one, but we come across more than one Aerith. I feel like each one looks worried, and I interpret this as she's feared of someone or something chasing her, or she has these visions of her dying in the Forgotten Capital.
So this is where you've been hiding, in a world that has accepted its fate. Just as you must.
Because there's one timeline we've seen where she's running away from supposedly Sephiroth. Sephiroth trying to call out to her, trying to look for her. But besides that, she still holds a positive attitude towards Cloud until the very end of it. So every Aerith scene knows they're gonna die by possibly the hands of Sephiroth. And maybe Sephiroth is trying to go to each reality, each verse, and just wipe out all the Aerith. But one thing that's confusing, that one particular scene where Sephiroth opens the church doors to chase Aerith, he puts down his Masamune sword, so that's a bit different. In OG, she was stabbed straight through the chest by Sephiroth. But in Rebirth he puts it down, so does that mean he kills her in other means, or does that mean he needs to capture her, or he needs her to live for some certain reason? Another thing with this concerned expression that Aerith always has, or secretly, conveys or tries to hide a lot of the times. The remake, the very start of the game, we see her praying and then she gets concerned, looks to the right, and there's no one there and she runs away. This happens in the original, but not her running away, it's just her praying. But her running away could either be from one, the Sephiroth, or the Whispers, as the Whispers are trying to remove her memories. And at that time, at the start of remake, she had all the memories. She had the memories of the meteor, the possible events that happens to her, tragic fate that she has.
But she dies.
Marlene, are you sure you didn't just have a bad dream?
No. I saw it.
Can you tell me what this scary man looked like?
His hair was long. And gray.
There is one thing I need you to remember. You have to keep Aerith safe. I don't remember what's supposed to happen, but I do know she's in danger.
And this will explain why she's always praying. We would assume she's praying for the planet, but maybe she was praying from the start of the game for her friends that she hasn't met yet. So at the start of remake, she hasn't met Cloud anyone yet, except for Zack. So maybe she was praying for them, as she knows that's what she has to do, as she got the visions of the future of the meteor. And towards the later stages of Rebirth, actually it might be even the early stage of Rebirth, she has forgotten those memories of those visions of the future. Same with Red.
This doesn't leave the ride, okay? It might sound crazy, but back in Midgar, Aerith and I could both see the future.
Well, that would explain a lot. I'm guessing you can't anymore, though?
Nope, not even a bit. Whatever we had, I think the Whispers took it from us when we left.
Huh.
It seems Arbiters of Fate can do whatever they want.
And Aerith explained it's because of the Whispers. Every time the Whisper touches her, part of her gets taken away, that being the memories.
I could feel them slipping away one by one, and the tighter I held on, the more I lost.
I know. I felt the same. It was like they were sucking them straight out of my head.
And the worst part is that I don't even know what's missing. Only that something is. Like it's on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't remember.
Damn Whispers!
Speaking of, you seen them lately?
But in the Bronco scene, she explicitly says, I'll put all my effort into the prayers to stop the meteor. How did she know the meteor? How did she know it's gonna get summoned?
I'll put everything I've got into my prayers. I'll stop the meteor.
At this stage, Sephiroth doesn't know how the Black Materia Cloud is, and we don't even know if they're gonna summon a meteor. Sephiroth might fail. We don't even know at this stage if that's gonna happen. But the Bronco scene, she just says it out loud, spoiling for everyone, even those who haven't played the OG game. So I believe this Aerith is the one in the live stream that has all the visions that was not taken from the Whispers. Only Cloud can see and hear her. And it's not just her that gets some of these visions. When we fought Opposite of Fates and Remake, we've seen these visions as well, especially the meteor and the Aerith's, white Materia falling off. But the whole party was confused except for Aerith, as she probably had these visions many times before. Probably has more. She probably has more information regarding these visions and memories. I consider these as future memories. Aerith now is in the same position as Sephiroth. You know how Cloud occasionally only sees Sephiroth, only hears Sephiroth, and it's only Cloud in the party that can do that. That's why everyone's always confused, like, what do you mean Sephiroth? Where's Sephiroth? Only Cloud sees it. But now Aerith's in that same boat, where Cloud can only see Aerith and only hear Aerith, which means there must be some sort of link between Aerith and Sephiroth if they both can do that. So I believe both of them are in the live stream conversing with Cloud. They're both trying to manipulate Cloud in some way. Of course, a Black Materia for Sephiroth's favor, and then for Aerith, I'm not sure, maybe just to encourage him to find a white Materia. We'll probably see Spirit Aerith in the Forgotten Capital when we revisit later down the line. She probably played the same role as like Joker from Arkham Knight, just being in Cloud's mind, but nobody can see him or nobody can see her. But we probably won't see her for some time, only because she said her farewell. She said she's gonna stay behind. She said bye to the party before they, took flight. But that's what I interpreted Aerith's position right now. She's basically in limbo in the live stream. But which Aerith is that? I don't know if it's a remake one. I don't know if the soul of the remake went into live stream already and now it's talking to Cloud. It could be Aerith from a different realm, different timeline. As all of them are so strongly connected to the planet. Editing Kuro here, just want to interject. So I find this scene very fascinating right here, where when Aerith just about to die and get shanked from behind by Sephiroth, a new timeline emerges. So a new timeline emerges right here when Cloud realizes Sephiroth's coming down. And again, we see the rainbow effect right here, implying a new reality, a new timeline is made where Aerith survives and lives. What they're trying to show is like the will of the character, they're strong enough, they can stop the canon events, but ultimately it just forms a new reality, it doesn't stop the current timeline they're in. This scene is also identical when Zack tried to save Cloud. He was in that dilemma of where to save Cloud or where to save Biggs. But when he went to save Cloud in that one path, the other path lit up in a rainbow imagery, again representing a new timeline being formed. And it looks to me like because Zack's will to save both of them and doing both was so strong, he formed a new reality. It might sound cringe or sound very anime, but it looks like that to be the case. That Cloud and Zack are definitely special, considering they're the only two that were in different timeline, different reality, to the point they were fighting together in a realm between all worlds. So now this scene right here, we see two reality, one where the rainbow's in the background and another reality where the rainbow's not there, implying there's two different realities, two different timelines. Scenes where the rainbow is present is where Aerith lives. There's no blood anywhere. Aerith's eyes is open. If you look at Cloud's hand, there's no blood either. But the one without the rainbow effects in the background, like here, Aerith is dead. There's blood on the floor. Cloud has blood on his hands. Aerith's eyes are closed as well. So these clashing of visions right here, basically what I interpret is different timelines are superimposed upon each other. Again, it's informing us like the timelines are converging, coming together.
Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 plate, caused by a massive tornado which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2, perpetrated by the infamous insurgent group known as Avalanche. Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 plate, caused by a massive tornado which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2.
If you look here, bottom right, there's blood on his gloves. In the background, there's no rainbow. So this is the real scene we see, where the party comes late, meaning Aerith is actually dead. So when the rainbow's in the background, there's no blood on his gloves, meaning she's alive in this reality. Again, this scene, when the rainbow's in the background, Aerith is alive, she's moving, and there's no signs of blood. So this is where it gets a bit confusing. So this is Barrett's point of view. There's blood just below her on the floor. Her eyes are closed, so she's 100% dead. Then we see Tifa's POV, where she gets two visions. One where the blood is there, and another without the blood. Here as well, blood on the arm, and there's no rainbow effect in the background. Again, suddenly the blood disappears from Aerith's arm, from blood to no blood. Again, the scene where Aerith's alive talking is when the rainbow's again surrounding him.
I got this.
But pause it right here. If you look at the party members, who are they looking at? They're looking as if Cloud is non-existent. It's like he's not there. See right here, they're not even looking at Cloud. They're looking at Aerith's dead body. Because the Cloud doesn't exist right now. Cloud's in a different space as shown by the rainbow effect. Looks like the rainbow effect is like a domain. It's like in Sephiroth's domain expansion right now, where it's showing a different reality. And only Cloud can see it. And the only reason why I think Cloud can only one that can see it, because he's the only one that entered the Destiny Crossroad that was formed for him. Like in Remake, they all entered Destiny Crossroads, and so they all get visions of like different timelines, like Meteor and Aerith dying. But now this time, in this case, it's only Cloud entered, and so he's getting divisions only. If you look here as well, you can kind of see where the rainbow ends, showing one side where what Cloud can see and the other side where the party can only see. I feel like if Barrett or Tifa and Yuffie, if one of them took a few steps closer, they might be entering this realm right here. But I feel like it's only specific to Cloud.
However, you'll never see the truth with such clouded eyes. Shut up!
Even here, if I pause it, you can kind of see where the rainbow ends. It's like a dome. The right side there's no rainbow effect, but the left there is. Like a vicinity that Cloud only in, and only Sephiroth can see this cloud, but the party cannot, because it's a different reality. So the following scene, after going for the onslaught of bosses, the party arrives, and who's last to enter? Who's last to arrive? Last person to arrive is Cloud, which is funny because the scene before, the scene prior, he was there. He was there in a different reality that's shown by the rainbow. But a reality where there's no rainbow, as in the real timeline. So this reality, which is the reality we play the majority of the game, Cloud comes in late. So this one here, Aerith 100% dead. There's probably blood on the floor we can't really see from here, but her eyes are closed. And as soon as you enter the vicinity again, the rainbow effect appears, or reappears, boom. And there's no blood this time. And as soon as Cloud lifts her up,
Aerith, wake up.
her eyes open again as if she's not dead in this reality, wherever this reality is. So in Cloud's mind, he's seeing both realities at once, which is why he sees Aerith alive at times and suddenly she's dead. So it's really messing up with his mental psyche. This shows Cloud is very different and very special. Besides Aerith and Sephiroth, the only other two is Zack and Cloud that can enter different timelines and see different visions. This seed is very important. If you look, his barricade is stopped by the black whispers, so it wasn't letting anyone in besides Cloud. And if you look, Cloud commands the whispers here. He legit controls them for the split second. As soon as he says Aerith, he tells the black whispers to go and open the door and make an opening, and he even tells the black whispers to move the white whispers away.
Aerith.
That's it. Destiny Crossroads is like the remake, but this time only Cloud enters. This scene, he definitely did command the whispers momentarily. Why? Why is it that special? But that's what I believe is the case for Aerith. Now for the Black Materia, this is where it gets a bit confusing. The last appearance we've seen of the Black Materia was that it was in the possession of Sephiroth before he could have tendrils and making, Aerith and Cloud fall. It was legit on his hand. And then the last scene, the Bronco scene, it was back in Cloud's hand. How did he get it back? Did Sephiroth secretly give it back? Was it the white Materia become the black Materia? The whole scene of Sephiroth telling Cloud to give the black Materia to him was all a facade that maybe Sephiroth made just to mess with his mind more. So when it does happen eventually in Northern Crater or in Northern Cave, when we eventually see the real Sephiroth, in Cloud's mind, it probably feels like muscle memory. It felt like it feels natural for him to give the black Materia as it happened before. I feel like that's all gonna play a specific role in the next game with Cloud's, mental psyche. It looked like an omen that Sephiroth was forming in Cloud's mind, as Sephiroth needs Cloud to give the black Materia to him at the right time, as the Temptation is too early, and he needs Cloud to give it to his physical real body in another cave. I also found it very weird that Aerith took it and then she was easily swayed to give it to Cloud. Like, why would you trust this crazy Cloud who's laughing and say your name in a creepy way?
Aerith!
This might be true because Aerith puts it behind her back. We don't know what she did with it. Could be a switcheroo, could have tainted it, she could have easily messed with it because she's a Cetra or partly Cetra, so she could, maybe modify that Materia and then give it to Cloud. Because it doesn't make sense why she just randomly got easily persuaded to give it to Cloud. I'm guessing she can see Sephiroth persuade him to give it. Why would Aerith voluntarily give it to Cloud? It doesn't make any sense. It looked like a very Doctor Strange moment where, Doctor Strange gives a time stone to Thanos, and that's the one timeline in which they win. It looked very reminiscing of that. Maybe Aerith just gave it the black Materia as that's what happens in the canon story and that's the only way to stop the meteor. Like again, that analogy with the Doctor Strange moment, it's like it's needed to save the planet. Also with the Black Materia, what doesn't make sense? If Cloud does have it in that Bronco scene, why doesn't any of the party member even question it? Like none of them are saying anything regarding Black Materia, so that's gonna be so intriguing, that those dialogues in the next game when they talk about Black Materia as Cloud has it with him, it's gonna be very intriguing to see that. I don't know if it's appearance purposes, but the Black Materia, the orb is so big. If you look, there's a smaller one inside. I think this may link to the clear materia that we've seen later on, because if the size of the clear materia is literally the same size as the sphere in the black materia. I will be making another video on like the theories of the white materia or the colorless materia. There must be some strong connection with that and the black materia.
Mine's not good for anything at all.
Stop the cap!
So the white crystal clear materia is either one to solve the issues of the Gi tribe and the predicament of not leaving and entering the live stream and passing on. Two, when I see a crystal clear materia, that tells me it's going to either fill up or we're going to have to use it to seal something. Could be the Gi tribe, could be the materia. Three, as explained before, the materia is made out of memories. So maybe as we get more memories of a certain, events, in my opinion, that's probably going to be Aerith's death. When we get full vision of Aerith's death, that crystal clear materia is probably going to become white again. And once it becomes white, that means it's probably usable again. Or we're going to try to restore the materia in some other means. They wouldn't show and put some emphasis on this crystal clear materia right here, that the developers are trying to tease us with something regarding that. They're definitely setting up as if there's two white materias, maybe because Sephiroth's not a physical being yet, he can't just snatch it off him or break it and take it, which is why he was irritated in that one scene where he's like, that's very poor form, that shouldn't be here.
That doesn't belong here. Very poor form.
He can't do nothing, he's a spirit. He's like the black materia, he can't really just take off his Cloud, he needs Cloud to give it to him. So I wouldn't be shocked as soon as he gets out of the freaking crater, he'd be running and chasing that white materia, but it's probably two. One might break and Sephiroth may take one of the white materias, while the other one, which is the one Cloud has right now, he may restore that one and use that to save the planet. So this materia, he takes from one of the Aeriths in one timelines. What does he do with it? He gives it to the Aerith that he sees in his timeline. As the one that Aerith has is clear, it's not usable for now. But that crystal clear materia is definitely going to be super important in the next game. It's probably going to be the saving grace.
Thanks for returning it to me, Cloud. I appreciate it. But now, it belongs with you.
It looks empty.
Upon watching this scene right here, Sephiroth Endgame is definitely beyond the meteor. He still wants to summon the meteor, but this scene specifically, he absorbs it. So it looks to me like he absorbs it to get an extra strength for something else.
Good, Aerith. Pray.
He opens a rift in the sky, and like I said before, the rainbow is used to signify like a reality shift or where another reality is shown. Basically, it's his convergence. He explains in this scene specifically that the reunion is the convergence of the different timelines of realities. In the original PS1, the reunion was the Genova cells or Genova clones coming together for the purpose of Sephiroth and making him stronger, so all the cells can come together in one place, that being the Northern Cave. He implies this reunion, this version of reunion, is where the convergence of timelines becoming one. And like I mentioned before, the rainbow effect is used to show the different realities or the different timelines.
The reunion, when worlds merge, when spite and sorrow are harvested to feed the planet.
And then he summons a live stream from these different worlds. And you might think that's a good thing, but as you can see here, it gets corrupted and becomes turned. So my interpretation of this scene, he wants a reunion to happen where the convergence of timeline is. He's going to summon the meteor as he always wants, but then he's going to absorb it. So everyone's going to think it's going to collide with the planet of Gaia, which isn't going to be the case because Sephiroth know that fails. So he's going to summon a meteor, but then absorb it just before collision. And instead, he's going to use his power to corrupt the live stream, as that's what saves the planet, and make the live stream become an evil being, making it become a corrupted entity instead of being something to save the planet. And that's probably why he absorbs the meteor, because he needs that extra strength in doing so. And that's why he mentions to Aerith, keep praying.
Good, Aerith. Pray.
He wants everyone to make the live stream stronger, just like the original game when everyone prays at the end. But the plot twist at the end of the third game is probably that he's going to turn the live stream against the people and instead attack the planets and let him control it. So again, the rainbow visuals again appearing on the top here. It's like a reoccurring image they do to represent different timelines, or the emergence or convergence of the timelines. It's like he's showing what his main goal is now. This could just be a metaphorical imagery, basically a symbolic scene. It may not imply anything major, but while they absorbed the meteor and then showed the live stream soon after the following scene of it being corrupted and turning black. And he's also encouraging Aerith to pray when that's a major thing that stops planets from getting crushed by the meteor. So it's like he wants the live stream to be even stronger, so then when he takes over, he's gonna be basically an unstoppable force, something to be reckoned with. So that's what I see his endgame to be.
The sky. I don't like it.
The crack in the sky could either be, you know, the convergence of timelines, or it could be just the reality just breaking down because the kind of events ain't happening. Kind of events such as Zack, you know, living.
Just as worlds unite, so too do they part. But who's to say they can't unite again?
I feel like Zack's not done. There's definitely going to be more moments to Zack. Either Zack coming in Cloud or Cloud coming in Zack. Well, that's not a bit sus.
What?
Into their timelines. But we're going to have a Zack and Cloud moment again. But this time, let's hope it's longer. It was so short-lived in Rebirth. It's like they're saving it for the next game.
So this is it, huh? Time to say goodbye. For now.
See ya!
If you found this video interesting, I made another video of secrets in chapter 11 in Nibelheim, suggesting that those Wutai dead soldiers are the, you know, Genova clones, the black robed men. If you're interested in that, then have a look at that video. And again, I'll probably be making another video of the white Materia, the colorless Materia, and its purposeless roles for part 3 of the remake trilogy. But if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and until the next video, bye.
Just as worlds unite, so too do they part.
Just as worlds unite, so too do they part. But who's to say they can't unite again?
やれやれだぜ。